Hi, NA, Jason William Mitchiner Galbraith, GAOMG. Just want to talk to you about basically all that I've accomplished and done and where I'm headed. And the end game is that when I started, it was almost like 20 years ago, and I wrote my first book, Full Moon Rising, based on a true story. And when I wrote my first book, I was compelled to write my trilogy no matter what, just as I'm compelled right now to finish my 10th book, second trilogy that ties all of my books together. Nobody knew back in the day when was doing like my book signings, back then, what the big picture really was inside of me. There's, like I said in previous posts, when you're writing, there's a clairvoyancy that takes over you. You see a bigger picture that other people just can't see. And this is it. This is really everything that I did. This was dated, what is this, March 2007. And this was like everything I've done. I documented also in my book. And you can watch everything on YouTube. Books that I'm so proud of. I mean, this was like my first book that I wrote, and I took it with me on January 1st, 2007, to Times Square, and all of the places that I went to and accomplished. That's also my blood on there, so blood, sweat, and tears. That's my DNA, which is amazing. And you can just see like everything that I signed here. I did the New York City half marathon here. That's also hanging up on my wall. And did the skydive with the book in my hand on my birthday on July 13th, 2007. And I have the book that I did it with right here. You can watch it on YouTube. I drilled holes in my book and jumped out with my Speedo on and, with my big balls and did it. And you can watch it all on YouTube. You can read about it as I did it with my book here that I documented everything that I was doing along my way to create, everything that I did to brand myself and market myself. All of my books are available on Amazon. And this was really cool too. This is one of my books. I just got it because I needed one of my books for promotional and to promote my 10th book, second trilogy. And when I got it on eBay, because my first book's like out of print, but you can still get them on Amazon and on eBay. And this can all be republished by a big time publisher if they pick them up. Everything can get republished and distributed way bigger than what I've done on my own. But this is so cool. When I did get my book on eBay, never knew this person or anything. It's to Jane. Hope you enjoy my book. You're the owner of my first signed copy on 12/7/2006. Dude, look at that. So I bought my own book, my own first book, from my first book signing. Here's just one of my book signings. And like nobody knew back then. They just thought it was a book. But it is such a bigger picture than all of that. It's a story telling a much bigger story. My story, all of my personal endeavors and everything like that. And it is amazing that now it's all coming to a full circle. And when I finish my 10th book, second trilogy, I'm going to bring it to Scotland, and I'm going to bring it on 2026 is when I'm going to bring it. I'll be 50 years old. Hell of a way to celebrate my 50-year-old birthday. And it'll be 20 years since I started my first book to coming to Scotland with it. And everything that I've accomplished, all my MMA fights, jumping out of airplanes, overcoming cancer, running the LA Marathon with AFib, knowing every step that I took, I could die of a heart attack or stroke. And I had surgery for that in 2023. And I ran it in my ancestral kilt. They didn't even know it was Scottish till I'm almost like 50. But everything is going to come together. And that book ties the whole story together. And it's going to be amazing. I'm going to go on some amazing trips this year. And next year I'm going to go to the other Scotland on the other side of the world. And that's going to be awesome. I'm going to bring my ancestral kilt and everything. But 2026, maybe 2027, depending on my book. I want it to be perfect for everybody to not read it like all my other books. But I am compelled to write and tell my story because I have to. You know, I never made any money from my books. Made over 6 figures in the advertising world, and I made $1.47 million, not just for myself, for everybody fired over the pandemic, but from my own books. Never made any money. This isn't a side hustle. This is my life, and I have to write my books, whatever the outcome. Of course, I want billions. I want to buy all my castles, titles, and lands in Scotland, all of my ancestral castles, and then give them all away back to everybody in Scotland and my clan Galbraith and everybody. But anyway, this is the end goal, is 2026, 50 years old, bring my 10th book, second trilogy that ties together all my other trilogies that nobody knew what I was doing back when I first had my book signing, and Jane threw my book on eBay. My first book signing. Can you see that, dude? 2006. So when I go to Scotland in 2026, that's 20 years. And I'll be 50. It's a beautiful thing, everything that I've accomplished. Winning my MMA fights, jumping out of airplanes, running the LA Marathon with AFib, overcoming all of that, writing my books when nobody believes in me. They still don't. I have a GoFundMe page. I think I've raised $5 to buy back my ancestral castle. This is way more than a side hustle. This is my life. And my dead ancestors are telling me things and showing me things that I can't believe. And we'll see what happens. Cheers.